David Spade has never been one to shy away from self-deprecation, and his reflections on his time at Saturday Night Live are no exception. In a recent interview, the comedian opened up about the uphill battle he faced during his early years on the iconic sketch show. "It was hard for me to get a foothold," Spade admitted, describing the intensely competitive environment and his struggle to stand out among a cast filled with larger-than-life personalities. Spade joined SNL in 1990, part of a new wave that included Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, and Rob Schneider. Though their collective talent was undeniable, the behind-the-scenes reality was far from smooth sailing. "Everyone was scrambling to be noticed," he said. "It was very much a sink or swim mentality. If you didn't bring something new or memorable, you were invisible." He explained that while others in his class had big, physical characters or outrageous impressions, his own style was drier, more sarcastic, and not as easily digestible in the beginning. "You had guys like Farley who would blow the roof off the place with just a fall. I was never going to be that guy," Spade noted. "I had to figure out how to make being the snarky, under-the-breath guy work in a show that thrived on loud moments." The pressure to generate memorable sketches was unrelenting. Writers and cast members were pitted against each other, all vying for airtime in the live format. "You could pitch 10 ideas and get none of them in," he recalled. "Then someone else would pitch something way goofier, and it would kill in the read-through. It messes with your confidence." Spade credits a few key breakthroughs with helping him secure his place. One of those was the creation of Hollywood Minute, a weekend update segment where he delivered rapid-fire celebrity roasts. The bit quickly became a fan favorite and showcased his signature brand of dry wit. "That was the first time people really started paying attention to what I was doing," he said. "It was just me being me, sarcastic and brutally honest. It clicked." Still, even with that success, Spade says he never felt entirely comfortable. "I always felt like I was one sketch away from getting cut," he said. "The paranoia was real. You'd see castmates disappear overnight. One week they're there, the next they're gone. You just tried to hang on." Behind the scenes, the culture of the show was notorious for its demanding hours and cutthroat politics. "You're there until 4 a.m. most nights, just trying to make a sketch work," Spade recalled. "Everyone's sleep-deprived and on edge. It's a recipe for burnout." His relationship with the late Chris Farley was one of the bright spots of his time on SNL. The two shared a close friendship, both on screen and off. "Chris had this massive energy, but he was also a deeply loyal friend," Spade said. "We balanced each other out. I was more subdued, more dry. He was the Tasmanian devil, but we just clicked." Their chemistry led to the duo starring in films like Tommy Boy, which became a cult classic and solidified their comedic legacy beyond SNL. Even so, Spade insists that nothing matched the unique tension and thrill of performing live on Saturday nights. "It's terrifying and exhilarating at the same time," he said. "You never know what's going to happen. And that chaos, that energy, it's addictive." Looking back, Spade acknowledges that the adversity shaped him in lasting ways. "I didn't walk into SNL confident. I walked in hoping I could figure it out," he said. "I had to learn how to write for myself, how to pitch my voice, how to survive." He also recognizes that the show's structure, demanding as it was, taught him invaluable skills. "It made me sharper. It made me tougher," Spade said. "There were weeks where I had nothing on the air, and I'd think, am I even good at this? But then the next week, I'd land a joke that crushed, and suddenly, you felt like you belonged again. It was a constant pendulum." While SNL helped launch Spade's career, he's quick to point out that the path wasn't as glamorous as it might seem. People see the highlight reels. They don't see the years of bombing in writers' rooms or sketches dying on Saturday night. "It's a grind," he said. "But it's also a place where, if you can survive, you come out better." Today, with decades of experience in stand-up, television, and film under his belt, Spade can laugh about those tough early years. but there's still a trace of that uncertain young comic in his voice when he talks about his time on SNL. I never felt like the star, he said. I was just trying to make it through another week. Despite the struggle, Spade ultimately made his mark on the show, contributing to one of its most memorable eras. I'm grateful I got to be part of it, he said. Even if it wasn't easy, it was worth it.